Today I'm going to answer questions on the frequently asked questions about the passport in the DV lottery application. And this is for people who have applied for the DV2021, DV2022, either without a passport, and they won. What will be their destiny if they haven't been to the interview? But also for people who are going to apply for the upcoming DV lottery, DV2023. So welcome everyone. If you are waiting to apply for the upcoming DV lottery, DV2023, or you applied and you won without a passport, I have some of the important official information from the US government, from the Department of State. I'm going to put the link of this particular document, but also have other inputs in this document to give you understanding what do they mean. And will you be given the visa or not in case you win by applying without a passport? Let me start with the DV lottery instruction. DV lottery instruction number 7. If not mistaken, let me look. Usually it's number 7. The DV lottery number 7 is the new instruction where they require you to apply with a passport. So instead of for me to start talking too much, let me read what it says, and then I'll give you exactly the interpretation and the more expansion of these regulations. It says as follows. This was for DV2021 and for DV2022, the same instruction. Instruction number 7, which requires the passport. The passport number, country of insurance, and the expiration date of your valid unexpired international travel passport. This requirement does not apply to dependents. If I'm the one who is applying as a main applicant and apply with I say I have 2 children, the children don't need to have passport. If I apply and I say I have a wife and 2 kids, they don't need to have a passport. But if my wife wants to apply, yes. If wants to apply as many applicant also needs to have a passport. So it says, so this requirement does not apply to dependents. You must enter the valid international passport information unless you meet the requirements for an exemption. So because you don't have the passport, don't apply if you don't have passport, unless otherwise you meet the following exemption. An exemption might apply if you are in the 3 categories. Number 1, you are a stateless or a national of a communist-controlled country who is unable to obtain the passport from the government of the communist-controlled country, or you are the beneficiary of an individual waiver approved by the Secretary of Homeland Security and the Secretary of State of the United States of America, not of your country. Failure to enter the valid information, failure to enter the valid passport information will make you ineligible for a DV lottery diversity visa. For more information on whether or not you meet an exemption, see question number 12 for frequently asked question. So it means if you apply without a passport and you say you have a passport, you will be denied the visa because you lied. You have to use unexpired international travel passport. But even if you use what we call the temporary passport, emergency passport, that is still, it is international. When you are in East Africa, you are Kenyan, Ugandan, Tanzanian, Rwanda, they have international emergency passport you can use to travel from one country to another within the region. West Africans, they have their own. Northern Africa, they might have their own. You are allowed, that is still international. As long as it's not expired, you can use that one. That's number 1. So let's go to more frequently asked question. What does that mean when it comes to specific diversity visa? They say as follows: If you are a citizen of Venezuela, Venezuela passport holders, so someone was asking, my passport has expired and I cannot enter an expiration date earlier than today's date. I hear that the United States recognizes an additional 5 years of a validity for Venezuela's passport. What should I enter for the passport expiration date? So there is a contract or situation between Venezuela and the United States. So usual, they say add 5 years. So Venezuela is a special case. So, but this is says for refugees, because people want to know who is a stateless person. So this is what they say. Can I use my refugee travel document to satisfy the passport requirement for submitting an entry? If you are a refugee, can you use that? So if you are applying for a diversity visa program and do not have the valid passport, but you do have a refugee travel document, you may enter your refugee travel document number in the place of passport number, along with issuing entity and the expiration date. Important, they say not all refugee travel documents meet the definition of a passport, as it is defined by in the Immigration and Nationality Act number 101, subsection A, subsection 30. DV entrants who are selected may require an individual passport waiver at the time of the visa application if such a refugee travel document does not qualify as a valid passport. So those travel documents by refugees given by UNHCR or any other UN agency, for instance, those one, they will be able to do that. But so it comes to the stateless now. This is very important. In general, statelessness is a rare situation. I usually tell people there are very few people on the planet Earth who are stateless. So the US government says this is a very rare situation. If you claim to be stateless, the burden will be on you to prove to the satisfaction of a consular officer that you did not acquire a nationality of your country of birth under the laws of that country and do not have any other citizenship, any other nationality. Applicants who are unable to prove the satisfaction of the consular officer that they qualify for this exemption may be disqualified. Okay, so what about the communist-controlled country? How do I know if I qualify for a passport exemption as a national of a communist-controlled country and I'm able to obtain that one? DV entrants who selected this exemption at the time of the DV entry will be asked to explain why they are unable to obtain the passport. Remember, majority of you are not from, like, which country in Africa is a communist-controlled country? To my knowledge, you know. So you'll be in trouble. Okay, another thing they say, I'm unable to obtain a passport. Can I claim an exemption on this basis? If not, how can I apply for the individual waiver of the passport requirement or exemption? So they say the DV entrants who select this exemption at the time of the DV entry will be asked to explain why they selected this exemption and do not have a valid passport. Important. Individual waiver to the passport requirement are considered only at the time of the visa application. If you claim this exemption, the burden will be on you to prove to the satisfaction of the consular officer that you have received an individual waiver of the passport requirement at the time of the DV entry. At the time you are going to apply, you must have that waiver, and you are not able to obtain that passport. Applicants who are unable to provide this satisfaction of the consular or the consular's officer, that they qualify for this exemption may be disqualified. Simply being unable to obtain passport does not automatically mean that you qualify for a waiver of the passport requirement. This is what I've been telling every day, people. Don't apply for the DV lottery if you don't have the passport. Go and get even the emergency travel passport. It will be applicable. But if you say you are not able to get it, you have to get the waiver from the Secretary of State, Secretary of Homeland Security, prior to apply for the DV lottery. If you are coming from Kenya, Kenya is not a controlled country under a communist. You are not a stateless. You are born in Uganda. You're born in Accra, Ghana. You're born in Freetown, whatever. So, no. I'm going to put the link of this one in the comment, and I'm going to pin the comment so that you can know that the passport requirement is no joke. Because people have won, and now they do not know. They are going to process their 80% chance they are going to be denied, unless otherwise consulate try to be nice. But basically, by law, we're supposed to deny you to be given the visa. So that's why I explain in the video, which I'm going to put also on the end of this one, the reason to be denied the DV lottery visa despite of winning. Number one reason is to apply for the DV lottery without a passport. Check on the point here on the card I'm putting in the video. Check on the description of this video. You'll be able to know why am I saying this way. And yeah, what are the what is the state? Who is a stateless? Stateless, for instance, the international legal definition of a stateless person is a person who is not considered as the national by any state under the operation of its law. Are you not belong to any country? Just go and check the video why you'll be denied the visa despite of winning. So let me end up here. I was going to explain in detail about the passport and the frequent asked question, whether you are getting ready to apply for the DV 2023, or you have applied for DV 2021 or DV 2022, you were the winner without a passport. Know that your chances are very, very slim and limited. Remember to subscribe, everyone. And we are ready preparing ourselves for DV 2023, which is in October. So don't think, oh, 2023. No, it's October application. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.